What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And happy Thursday to all of y'all. Hope y'all are having a great morning. Hope you've had a great week. Hope you've had a smooth week and everything like that, man. And let's go ahead and get into today's docket. Just want to talk about a few things I saw. And the first thing, bro, we got some injuries that I'm kind of concerned about. So yesterday's injury report from practice has me a little bit concerned heading into week 4, and here's what we're looking at. So yesterday, these are the individuals who did not practice. You had Rico Dowdle, who was limited. J.C. Horn was limited. Pat Jones did not play due to his hamstring still. Leggett didn't play because of his hamstring. McMillan did not play because of his calf. That's concerning. Moten, he was limited due to rest. Sanders, we all know about his ankle. Wanham didn't play due to his hip. Wharton still with his hamstring. And Hunter Renfrow did not play due to rest because actually, Hunter Renfrow and his wife welcomed their baby girl yesterday. Congratulations, Hunter Renfrow. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. I hope to have kids myself one day and be a great husband and father when that time comes. So Hunter Renfrow, happy for you and your family. Congratulations on the beautiful baby girl. Hope she's healthy and everything went smoothly for y'all and there are no complications. But the main two that I'm really concerned at when I look at this list is Xavier and T-Mac. Especially T-Mac. And the reason why is like they're both currently listed as day-to-day. And T-Mac, his being a calf injury has me really concerned and frightened because I'm also a Pacers fan. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, in the NBA Finals this year, it was all over the media. Our star player, Tyrese Halliburton, Game 7 of the NBA Finals, he had been nursing a calf injury all through the finals, tears his Achilles in Game 7 when he was balling. So when I see calf injury and it's already limiting, and my initial thought is like, oh, T-Mac will be fine, but the other fan in me is like, calf injuries can lead to really bad problems really quickly. So I am praying that the soreness and the injuries and whatever he's feeling is nowhere near that level. And I would love to see T-Mac play on Sunday. However, due to recent history and a lot of players, especially in basketball, who have been dealing with calf injuries have ended up with torn Achilles. Listen, it ain't worth the risk. If he's still feeling it by Sunday, shut him down. Shut him down. I'm not risking that. I am not risking that. If he ain't feeling better by Sunday, shoot, even Saturday, shut him down. Go ahead, scratch him with a DMP. We just going to have to go without him. No disrespect to T-Mac. I'm not saying he can't play on it, but, bro, as a fan and a guy who cares about your career and the way you've been balling already to start, the last thing you need is a torn Achilles. That's the last thing you need. So, no, we're not doing that. Oh, but I am really concerned about that going into the week, and I hope it's just very slight. I really do. The next, New England coach Mike Vrabel had some harsh words for our kicker. And I didn't like this, Mike. I thought this was a kind of shady shot from you, bro. So, Mike Vrabel, and this comes from Mike Rice from ESPN NFL Nation for the New England Patriots. And he posted on Twitter, he said, Mike Vrabel said in a press conference he spent 2 hours last night watching the Panthers kickoff coverage unit and Ryan Fitzgerald's effective dirty kickoffs. Nani? And the thing I don't like about that is dirty kickoffs. Dirty? And Fitzgerald has talked about his kickoffs. He says it's basically a knuckleball. The whole point is to kick it low and hard and make it hard for you to field the kickoff. And Fitzgerald has done a great job of that. Puts them in a disadvantaged field position, especially when they can't track it, don't know what's going on. But dirty, Mike? That's dirty? To have a kicker who can kick like that on command? It's only dirty because it's against you. It's only dirty because it's against you and your kicker can't do it. If your kicker could do it, I know you, Mike, you would tell him to do it every single time. You would tell your kicker to kick that way every single time. Like, let's not be obtuse, bro. Let's not sit there and act as though you wouldn't tell your kicker to do that. So I don't like the word dirty kickoff here. You could say interesting, funky, unique, polarizing. Any of these words I would have accepted because it's just like, yeah, you know what? It's different. It's hard. Like, it's just confusing. That could have been one. But to call it dirty, on a kickoff, just because teams are having some trouble fielding it, that sounds like a bitter excuse. Sounds like a bitter excuse to me. It'd be dirty if it was against the rules. You know what I mean? That would make it dirty, but it's not. As long as it lands in the landing zone, where they have to retrieve it, it's up to your team to retrieve it. How it gets there is how it gets there. So I really didn't like that from Vrabel. I found that slightly below him. Slightly. In a sense, like, come on now. You know better, Mike. And I don't think Mike Vrabel's a bad person. And I'm pretty sure if he goes back and looks at it, he may recant the word dirty and change it up. But dirty kickoff? Come on. Semantics? Yes. I'm playing the semantics game. So I really didn't enjoy that. Third, guys, the Hall of Fame class of 2026 prelims have been announced. And we have 13 Panther legends who are on the docket in the prelim nominations, which I love. And here's the list. Right now, Luke Kuechly and Steve Smith Sr. lead the way because they were finalists last year, so they're automatically finalists this year, which I love. Then you have Greg Olsen and Thomas Davis Sr. in their first year of eligibility. You also have returning Ryan Khalil, Jake Delhomme, Jordan Gross, Wesley Walls, Musa Muhammad, John Casey, Charles Tillman, Eric Metcalf, and Lee Woodall. So if it was up to me, honestly, Luke and Smitty are already in. I'd put Greg in. I'd put Thomas in. I'd put Khalil in. And honestly, I'd put Jake in. And personally, because I love them so much, I'd also put Moose in and John Casey in. That's just me because I just loved him that much, except John Casey in that Super Bowl when he shaked the kick on the last kickoff and gave the Patriots great field position to start at the 40. And then they go on and kick the game-winning field goal, and we lose right after we tied the game. Yeah, John, I still remember that. Right after we tied the game, and we had all the momentum. I remember that to this day. That was the only time I disliked you, John. That was the only time I disliked you, John Casey. So if you're watching this video, just know I loved you for 99.9% of the time you were a Carolina Panther. But that kickoff in the Super Bowl, the last kickoff, oh, it still gives me nightmares. It hurts. But I'm proud. I hope you get to make it to the Hall of Fame, man. I do want you to be a Hall of Famer. At the end of the day, you were a great kicker. Musa Muhammad, great receiver. Jake Delhomme, great quarterback. Wesley Walls, great tight end. I did see somebody in the comment section say that Greg Olsen is the second greatest tight end and Wesley Walls is the first. I can see that argument. I can see the argument. I like Greg better, but if you tell me it's Wesley, I'm not mad at you. I wouldn't sit there and say you're wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and say you're wrong if you say Wesley Walls is a better tight end in Panthers history than Greg Olsen. I'm not going to sit there and say you're wrong because I can see where that argument comes from. Personally, I think it's Greg, but I get where you're coming from. But yeah, man, I'm so happy for these guys. So happy for all of them to make it to the Hall of Fame, at least the prelim nomination. So at least they're on the docket. They're getting their love and getting their shine and so on and so forth. And next, we are going with the Panther freeze frame of the day. And who told the Red Rifle to be rocking the Ninja Band. Like, why this look so cold? Why Andy Dalton look so nice with this? Like, he look like, bro, I'm sorry. Andy looked dope. Andy looked dope here, bro. Like, Andy looked like he got that swagger. He remind me of Ryan Fitzpatrick right here. Like, this is the type of swag I would expect Ryan Fitzpatrick in his heyday to pull off. Like, I love this look on Andy Dalton. I hope he rocks this going forward. And it's just like, you know what? Yep, this is it for the rest of the time. Like, I love the Ninja Band. I do love the Ninja Band. And also, because I told y'all yesterday, I was going to reveal it. For those of you who said this was the Bird Walk by Soulja Boy, you got the answer correct. It was definitely the Bird Walk by Soulja Boy, man. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Seeing that was hilarious. And I wanted to see how many of y'all knew where that dance came from, who made the song and whatnot. Somebody called it the Pee Wee Herman, and it's very possible that it's a variation of the Pee Wee Herman. But I know it as the Bird Walk by Soulja Boy, so that was hilarious to me. But now it is time for Panther Nation to speak your truth, man. And we're going to come up with the first one. Comes on TJB Ventures 74. My man says, I think you should have a debate segment every week. I love how you take those so-called Panthers fans to task. Keep up the good work. Listen, man, I'm always up for a good debate. And the thing about debating is, yes, there is also, like, when you come to debating, I feel as though the art is everybody's trying to get the gotcha moment. That's going to happen in some debates. But the art of debating to me is, can you logically prove your point? And you don't always necessarily have to agree, but can you logically prove your point? And also, let's set parameters on what it is. Like, I don't get into debates if we don't have equal parameters going into it. For example, the whole Jordan versus LeBron debate. I don't go into that debate unless we have set a parameter of, okay, what are we quantifying as the most important things? What are the most important things we're heading into this debate? Because it is a subjective argument. So if we're going to have a debate, that means we have to be objective and list out, hey, this is the most important, and second most important, third most important, fourth most important. All right, now that we have our parameters, let's debate who's who. Those are the type of debates I like to get into. And then when it comes to stuff like this, and a lot of y'all have done it, where you will put a logical argument in the comment section, opposed to my view. As long as it makes logical sense and I can put together the pieces of how you got there, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I will have my opinion and it may differ, but I can't say you're wrong if you have a logical argument that comes full circle, that makes sense, and is still in the parameters of how we're talking. So I'm always up for debates. I'm always up for difference of opinions. And that's how I feel debating should go. And we can both walk away looking at the other and be like, all right, I understand how you got there. You understand how I got there. You may have changed my mind on some things. You may not have changed my mind. But we respect one another and we understand the perspective of the other person. Because sometimes, yes, y'all have changed my perspective and I've seen it. Other times, I may have changed your perspective. And then there are times where we still both walk away with the same perspective we had, but now we have more knowledge and more understanding of the other side. And that's what I think is most important when it comes to debating. So, yeah, I'm always open to debate somebody. Might get somebody live on here one day. You never know. Next comes from Savage Wolverine 6992. Man said, when I saw Mike do the Bird Walk by Soulja Boy, it took me back to my elementary years. Oh man, listen. It took me back, bro. It took me back because I was in middle school. Yeah, I was in middle school at that time. And oh man. That one took me back. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I thought it was a classic. And then third comes from Big Ank 7823. Says, I really dig your show. It's new to me and a little refreshing to see a content creator willing to listen or see their viewer's side. Let's get a stat correct, so when you move forward, you will have a better answer. Cam was never in jeopardy of getting benched or dropped before the 2015 Super Bowl year. Unlike Bryce, he was Rookie of the Year, so that handles So that handles 2011 through 2014. We were three-time division champs, which before then was never done in the NFC South. Previously, it would be one of those 4 teams, but nobody went back-to-back until we did it. And you believe that he was in jeopardy or heavily criticized? Nah. For 3 years, we rode high on the hog. Then 2017, Watt hit that shoulder, and he was never the same. And this is one of those points. He makes logical sense. The reason why I said he was in jeopardy is because during that time, I was in college. Because I was in college, senior in high school, then I went to college. Because 2011, 2012, that was my senior year of high school. And in 2012 to 2016, I was in college. And I went to college in Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of the Panther fandom that I was a part of and I saw, it was very polarizing. People either loved Cam or they hated Cam because he wasn't a pure pocket passer. That's why I saw that, because I was around a good amount of people who were like, great, Cam's great when he's running, but he doesn't know how to slide, and he's not a great pocket passer. He can't pass the ball for anything, this, that, and the third. And we won the division championship. So I was like, why are we mad? And then it was before the 2015 Super Bowl year, we couldn't win in the playoffs. We couldn't beat Seattle. And so to me, there were a lot who were calling for Cam's head. But you're right. Nobody in the media was saying bench Cam. And Cam did win Rookie of the Year, so he's had a better year than Bryce did. I cannot deny that. I can't argue that. And we won the division 3 times in a row, which was new and had never been done. So logically, yeah, you're right. I can't argue that. I just know from my experience, it was a very polarizing time to be a Panthers fan, because you had me a part of the group who defended Cam and thought we were good and we were fine and we were going to get there. And the other half of the group who really didn't want Cam and just thought, hey, Cam's not a pocket passer, so we shouldn't get him. And that's where everybody was at. And I thought it was kind of interesting and whatnot. And yeah, so I get where you're coming from. And like I said, made perfect sense. Nothing else to be said there, man. You got it. I like that argument. And you're right. Statistically, it makes sense. But guys, let's get on up out of here. But guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you are always reminded of when these videos are dropping. Next, comment below and let me know, what are your thoughts or concerns about the injuries heading into week 4? What do you think about Mike Vrabel's harsh kickoff comments? And then who from our 13 Panthers would you like to see make the 2026 Hall of Fame class? Like, who would you like to see make it there? And let me know everything else in the comment section below. Because at the end of the day, guys, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Oh, also, you know what? We'll bring it up tomorrow. But what do I know? Just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Brother, all you Panthers Nation. Take care. Later days. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.